There's a new rideshare company in Nashville, and it may not be what you think. Would you take a ride in a pink car? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Uber Hints. I'm Mark, and today we are going to talk about taking a rideshare in an exclusively pink car. Matter of fact, the whole company may be one pink car. Let's read a little bit about this. New rideshare company aims to help women feel safer in Nashville. If you see a bright pink, glittery car around Nashville, it's not a Barbie mobile. It's a new rideshare service that's part of one local business that wants women to feel safer when they travel around the city. You heard right, one car. I guess it's got to start somewhere. Reservation-based car service Nash Pink Ride, which aims to support a specific clientele, opened for business last week, and business is already booming. I don't know how you can tell if business is booming after just 1 week, but let's read on. It's become a whole movement already, and it's only been a week and a half, said Heather Lehman, the owner of Nash Pink Ride. Rides are particularly offered to women, the elderly that can't drive anymore, students, and children traveling alone. That last one scares me a little bit. I'm not going to dive into it too much, but I think just driving with an unaccompanied minor is not a good idea. But let's read on. Lehrman said she started the business after riding and driving for other companies. I wonder what those are. And having experiences where she didn't feel comfortable being in the car. She didn't say if it was being in the car as a rider or driver, so I don't know. She said the number of reports of sexual and physical assaults with other popular companies also fueled the decision. I hear stories every day of women who are driving for another rideshare, that'll go unnamed, and they quit because they didn't feel safe. They might have gotten hit on, harassed, said Lehman. Come on, how often can that possibly happen? Well, you might be surprised. In a 2022 safety report, rideshare service Uber released data that showed, this is astounding, 141 rapes were reported in 2020, a slight decrease from 2019, which recorded 247. That is hard to believe. That's more than a slight decrease, though. You got to give them credit. They dropped from 247 all the way down to 141. 141 is absolutely unacceptable. I can't imagine that actually happened within a year. But the previous year, 247, I am shocked and I'm disgusted. About 91% of rape victims were riders and about 7% were drivers. Women made up 81% of the victims. That's another number that is puzzling and quite surprising. That means that 19% of rape victims were men? Man. This is like two sides of the story. I would like to have this be a, kind of an uplifting, maybe amusing, interesting, human interest story. We see something like that, and it kind of drags the whole thing down, doesn't it? Lehrman said she's excited to see where the future of her business goes and to be part of making the travel experience for women in Nashville more comfortable. I'm very happy that I started something that's really hitting home with a lot of people, she said. I kind of wonder, this is obviously a PR piece, and after a week and a half, can you really tell if it's going anywhere? I don't know. Lehrman is in the process of applying for grants and securing investors so she can purchase a fleet of cars to extend her services. I think she only has one car. One of her long-term goals is to create an app so riders can request a reservation. More on that in a minute. Nash Pink Ride currently takes reservations to destinations within 40 minutes of Nashville International Airport. I think Nash Pink Ride is kind of a mouthful, and maybe she should simplify the name. However, I commend her. I think it's great when people take initiative to start something. It looks like it's only one car, but you have to start somewhere. We all know some people who claim to be are having started rideshare companies that I don't even know if they actually took a single ride, but she's doing it. Even if it's with one car. And then she said she wants to get an app. Guess what? It's been a week and a half. She already has an app. Now, this app is nothing special, but I did it. Here's a screenshot of it. It has the very basics. It's not the type of app that we think of when we think of a rideshare app. It's not something where you can track, your ride and it's in real time and all that. It's basically a request. It's no different than what you see on websites when it says, fill in the form, and that's really all it is. It says, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be picked up? Where do you want to go? When do you want to go? So it's just a reservation app, but nevertheless, she's doing it. The one thing I don't like about this is it kind of implies that if a man is driving, you're somehow unsafe. I don't like that, because I think the vast majority of men are safe and they'll protect women. They'll look out for them. There's a few monsters out there, granted, but the suggestion that the only way a woman can be safe is if there's another woman driver, I don't take offense to it, but I strongly disagree with that. And then, of course, there is the unaccompanied minor aspect. She didn't state it explicitly, but it's kind of implied that it's going to be female drivers. And I have to say, the whole situation is probably safer with a female driver. Not that children are necessarily at risk with a male driver. However, I think the nurturing aspect of women would make the children feel more comfortable and the parents feel more comfortable if they're with a woman. If something would happen, however, I think a man might be better prepared to protect the kids, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? Am I just being a sexist? Leave your comments down below. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe. I can use the help, especially with what's going on with my channel right now. If you do, or you are subscribed, ring the bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark, and this is Uber Hints.